It's kind of tough, guys, but a little bit of a somber moment right now. One of the biggest horse crap lies that mean nothing is going to be debunked right here for you guys to watch. Not the best time of the year to fish here, not the best time of the day, but we're going to smash them. And, well, we're going to smash them while I eat this banana right here on my boat in the middle of the lake. Before I ever make a cast, I'm gonna eat a banana. And they say it's bad luck. Anybody know where that theory came from? Let me tell you where the theory came from. When Christopher Columbus and all his cronies came across here, Santa Maria, the Anna, something, I didn't pay any attention in school. When they came across, or maybe when somebody came across, they hauled some bananas or something, made everybody on the boat sick because they had salmonella or something. Maybe this one does too, though it's getting brown. They had salmonella or something on the bananas. Everybody on the boat died. So it was really a banana in the boat, per se. Not really a banana fishing. However, I don't buy any of it. Hey, it's organic. I just ate a banana, had it in the boat, and then ate it. Let's go fishing. Talk about how you're supposed to hook them. That's how you're supposed to hook them. Alright guys, so we were just idling. You have to look at this first. We were just idling, talking, yada yada yada, talking, and I looked out the graph at a place where there's not usually ever fish, and lo and behold, there's a lot of fish, but they're kind of spread out. So I'm gonna do what we call long line, and I took my plug, my crankbait, deep diving crankbait, threw it out there. There's a lot of fish right here, but they're pretty spread out. So I'm letting a bunch of line off. I'm trolling away from my bait. I'm letting a bunch of line off. And then I'm gonna get down here about to the point where I run out of fish. You know, I stopped seeing fish on the graph, which we're still going, and I'm still seeing fish, so. And actually we're getting down off the break, and there's even more. I'm not for sure if those are bass or not. So I engage my reel, click the reel handle over, engage my reel, and we'll turn around. I want to be facing back at the bait, and then I'm going to start reeling. And so what this is going to allow me to do, some tournaments they don't let you do this, but when you're just out for fun like we are today, this allows you to cover just an immense amount of ground with your bait. You know what I mean? Like I got 200 yards of line out, maybe not 200 yards, but I got a lot of line out there. And I'm not really doing it in this aspect to get down real deep, like some of those, like, you know, East Tennessee lakes like Douglas or someplace like that, where they long line to be able to get, there he is, where they long line to be able to get their bait down really deep. I'm just trying to cover water. As you can see, it didn't take very long, and I got one on too. I don't think it's a great big one, but it's certainly a fish. Actually, I think he just came off. You're covering more ground. You know what I mean? So when you get a school of fish that's spread out over a couple of 100 yards, like it would take forever because, you know, 17 feet deep, a deep diving crankbait, and the length of a cast, yeah, I can get it to 17 feet, but it's only in 17 feet for 10 feet, 20 feet. Where this, I'm gonna be in 17 feet through all these spread out fish for 100 yards. Just keeping your bait in a strike zone longer. Let's try it again. We're gonna go back this way. So I'm gonna throw it out. Doesn't really matter how far you throw it. And then I'm gonna kick the trolling motor up. And once again, you see what's going on as I'm kicking the trolling motor up? we're just spooling line off. Spooling line off, and we'll get up here to the other end of it. We'll try it again. So we let all the line out. Not all the line, but we got all the way to the other side of the fish. Now I want to turn around and see, I'm going to start cranking. I always like to turn the boat around, get the boat facing back in the right direction. That's a decent fish. Not a giant, but sometimes those fish, they want a crankbait. Like they just, you know, you could throw a Carolina rig or something like that out there, and let's let this guy go real quick. You could throw a Carolina rig or something like that out there and drag it through there and pick up those fish. And sure, you can, absolutely. If they were wanting to bite something slow like that, that's what I would be doing. But some days they just want the plug, and this long lining technique, that's how you can cover that much water and make it efficient. Because if you're not efficient, you're not fishing correctly. Or what, but something's hitting that thing when I'm starting to go down. It's like going down. Oh, on the drop shot. I don't think he's very big. Oh, he's a cute. Looks like a bass, only smaller. I had been catching him. Oh, he's an acrobat. I've been catching him on that crankbait. We cranked down through here a couple times to get this guy in. We cranked down through here a couple times, and we marked those fish. I knew there was fish down there, but sometimes you got to use the old cleanup tool. Just because I want to catch him on a crankbait doesn't mean we're going to catch him on a crankbait today. He's a little guy. Gotta start somewhere. Great big one. Oh, I forgot I got that line back here. I told you. I told you. It was a great big one. Didn't believe me. I hate it when people don't believe me. The bad thing is, literally, I have a crankbait line out right here that I was kind of marking and he's totally going in it. Oh, big. I'm scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. I'm scared. That's a great little big bass on a nice little rod. It just goes to show you, back reel, take your time. Got 10-pound sunline braid, 10-pound sunline fluorocarbon leader, and like a 10-pound bass. Nah, it's not 10. He's about 6 though. It just goes to show sometimes we might be ready here. Maybe might be. It's pretty mad right there. I don't know if anybody saw that. That's a real mad bass. Come here, big fella. Oh, I can't get him. Oh, everything's wrong right now in the world. Everything's wrong. Everything's right in the world right now. Look at that one. Holy crap. Dude, look at that trocar. I mean, perfect. Can you see that thing, that hook in there? I mean, perfect. Net bait T-Mac worm and a great big old giant bass. I mean, a great big bass. Holy crap, dude. That hook was never coming out. I gotta have pliers. That hook was never coming out of that bass. PI. Spinning rod strikes again. So you guys gotta know what we just did right there. So we pull up on this brush pile and I'm cranking it and I'm cranking it and I get my plug hung up in the brush pile. And I think, well, it's in the brush pile. Like I felt it, dunk, 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 and it just never made it over the brush pile and it got hung up. I thought, well, it's marking the brush pile, so I picked up the drop shot. You just saw what happened, a great big giant bass. Well, when I was getting a little weirded out, here's why. Here's the crankbait still hung in the brush pile right here. Literally, I had it laying right here like this, kind of using it as a pointer to where the brush pile was to throw the drop shot into it. And then I catch that great big giant bass on. And that line was out there the whole time. And actually the fish swam under the line but came back out. But that was about as much of an idiot move as you could possibly do. And somehow, today apparently is my day because I landed the great big giant bass. Oh yeah, and we completely debunked the banana in my boat thing. Come on. However, my plug still hung up. Oh man, what a great fish. Let's get her back in the water quick. Summertime, we want to get them back in the water fast. Away she goes. Dude, what a great catch. How cool was that? We were cranking, I got my crankbait hung up on the brush pile, left it in there, kind of used that as a guide exactly where the brush pile was, threw the drop shot out there. Dude, that goes to show you that you can catch really big fish on a drop shot if in the right situation, presented properly, and you don't need 20-pound line. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of situations where you need 20-pound line. There's a lot of situations where you need 65-pound braid, but you don't need 20-pound line all the time. That was a 7-pounder or whatever, and you know, on 10-pound test. I mean, you just don't freak out. You know, just back reel on your spinning rod. If you like, I don't trust the drag on a spinning reel. I like to back reel. That's just habit from old school days. Keep your drag set right if you use the drag, back reel if you use back reel. Just take your time and you can land giants. And yes, sometimes drop shots catch little ones, but you just saw, hey, guess what? Yes, sometimes drop shots catch big uns. Rainstorms are converging. It's like the movie Twister. Storms are converging. Dunk the thing and then dunk the gang, or the king, or the whatever the big bass that lives on this thing's name is. That's what I want the dunk from. I keep thinking one of these times is gonna be a big one. There's some big ones in this lake, like, and we're obviously throwing a big fish lure. We're throwing a big bass retriever. Old Big Bertha's got to be down there. Old Big. That's a bigger one. I got two again. It's fighting real. I knew it! I knew there would be a bigger one down there. Oh. I got hooks everywhere. We're gonna do the old belly flop. I knew there was gonna be a bigger one down there. I knew it. When you find a place like this, you wanna make sure that you don't have these fish out of the water too awful long, because they've been down there 25 or 26 foot. Man, them trocars really had her. They've down there 25 or 26 feet. Yeah, that's a big old girl. And the best thing for that girl right there, being that deep, is that you really got to conserve this resource, man. You know, it's fun now that we got all these electronics. Like we just showed you, we idled around, found these brush piles on the Lowrance, and they can show us stuff. But you know, this is the kind of deal where for years and years and years with bass fishing, we didn't know these fish were out here in 25 and 27 feet of water, or 40 or whatever. And these are these kind of places that the fish went and rested and kind of recouped from the spawn. And that's what they're doing. They're out here trying to feed up. You know, nobody used to mess with them out here, and now obviously we have the tools to mess with them, but they're really fragile right now. And you know, you catch a great big one, of course, hold it up, take a picture of it, but don't fool around with it too long. You know, it really messes up their air bladder when they come up out of that deep of water. Sometimes you even, you know, some of the smallmouth up north might want to fizz those guys, and even some largemouth too. But just the best thing for them, take a picture and get that fish back in the water right away, and there'll be plenty of them for years to come. So as you can see, even though my rain gear might be colored like a banana, we have figured out that the whole banana thing, it's garbage, it's horse crap, doesn't count. We smashed face on bass today. Caught very many and caught some big ones right in the face with bananas in the boat. I ate a banana before we started. It has started to rain and has now ceased raining. and it is almost dark, and we are going to cease fishing. But just so you guys know, the banana thing, debunked.